So I know you guys hear me say quite a bit in my videos these days, and for good reason. Left is right, up is down, and common sense is hard to find because we are living in a time of insanity, and that saying is still pretty true at the moment. However, every so often we do get a sprinkle of common sense and a little bit more normality. As you can see with this episode today, we're going to be talking about women's golf because recently it has faced the issue of men identifying as women and competing in the women's category. We've never heard of a story like that before, have we? Just happens about every single week these days. But it became such a big talking point and a big issue because it shouldn't be happening that 275 female golfers signed a letter to the LPGA standing against trans athletes competing in women's golf, such as Hailey Davidson. Sportskeeda go on to report at least 275 players have sent a letter to the Ladies Professional Golf Association and other institutions protesting the participation of transgender golfers on women's tours, as they should. The letter was released as transgender player Hailey Davidson competes in the LPGA Tour's Q School. The letter was released exclusively by Outkick at the time at the behest of the Independent Women's Forum, a non-profit women's organization dedicated to celebrating the achievements of women and expanding their opportunities and options. When you do have a dude in women's sports, that takes away an opportunity from another woman, doesn't it? Yet the leftist liberals, total silence. They never talk about that. But when it comes to men in the workforce taking away opportunities from other women or getting paid more, they never shut up. The patriarchy is so bad, the misogynists always make our lives so difficult. Well, why not talk about men in women's sports? Very funny how it works, isn't it? But well done to these women nonetheless for standing up against this issue, and as we all know, it shouldn't be an issue in the very first place because men should not be competing in women's sports. And that is apparently so controversial to say. Not only does it upset woke liberals out there, it also upsets algorithms and the YouTube system because for whatever reason, as you've heard me mention recently, YouTube has been messing with the comments every single time I talk about this topic. So if it happens again, go ahead and click on newest to see your comment if you don't see it, and comments posted by others. It's almost like they don't want you leaving comments or other people seeing your comments because they might be too controversial. 2024. So to push back against this censorship that is apparently going on with these videos, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 76k. Thank you guys so much. Turn on bell notifications as well so you never miss a video, and share this video around. So due to all the controversy with the LPGA originally allowing males to go into women's golf and compete, they've actually now done a huge U-turn, and it hasn't gone down too well, specifically with male golfers such as Hailey Davidson, who are now upset that they can't compete in the women's category. Crimea River. So the Daily Mail go on to report LPGA Tour makes bombshell ruling on trans golfers in huge change to rules. The LPGA Tour announced a dramatic change in its gender policy on Wednesday, having huge repercussions for transgender players. Oh no, I'm supposed to feel sorry for everyone. Women's golf has been embroiled in controversy over the past year, with multiple professionals pleading with the tour to alter its rulebook to prevent trans athletes such as Hailey Davidson from competing. The LPGA had stood firm by its inclusion policy for transgender athletes who undergo surgery after male puberty, having removed its requirement for golfers to be female at birth in a policy change in 2010. However, the organization has performed a U-turn with the updated gender policy, which will come into force in 2025, now requiring players to be assigned female at birth or have transitioned to female before going through male puberty to compete in the LPGA tournaments or the 8 USGA championships for women. Under the new policy, athletes who are assigned female at birth are eligible to compete on the LPGA Tour, Epson Tour, Ladies European Tour, and all the other elite LPGA competitions, a statement from the tour read. Players assigned male at birth and who have gone through the male puberty are not eligible to compete in the aforementioned events. Now, as I mentioned in the intro of this video, this hasn't gone down too well with Hailey Davidson, who is a trans golfer. This is what they have had to say. Trans golfer Hailey Davidson furiously hits back at LPGA after bombshell ban. It's a bombshell ban. Nah, it's common sense. Transgender golfer Hailey Davidson has furiously hit back after his hopes of competing on the LPGA Tour were ripped away from him this week. Oh. It's so upsetting, it really is. I feel sorry for the dude who can no longer compete in women's golf. The 31-year-old had hoped to break into the top ranks of women's professional golf, trying to earn status on the tour over the past year. He had competed in qualifying for the US Women's Open before playing in Q School this fall, where he had earned the status on the Epson Tour. However, Davidson's potential paths to both tours and major championships were closed off to him when the LPGA Tour announced a dramatic change to its gender policy Wednesday. I know you guys are crying right now. It's a very emotional, traumatic time for this dude. From 2025, players will be required to be assigned female at birth or have transitioned to female before going through male puberty. I mean, that shouldn't be happening in the very first place either, to compete in the LPGA tournaments or the 8 USGA championships for women. The tour's U-turn sparked a fiery response from Davidson, who took to Instagram to slam the situation. "Can't say I didn't see this coming. Banned from the Epson and LPGA," Davidson wrote in an Instagram stories post. "All the silence and people wanting to stay neutral, thanks for absolutely nothing. This happened because of all your silence." Cry me a river. I mean, you were expecting people to stand up and say, "Yes, we need men in women's golf. We must stand for..." And somehow people are surprised the rate for transgender people is around 50%. Situations just like this are part of the reason. No, I don't think they are. They want you to think that if you do not allow men to compete in female sports, then that apparently contributes to the reason that trans people take their lives. It's not the case. It is just to make the average person feel bad, so when they hear people say this, they're like, well, maybe we should allow it to happen. No. The 31-year-old missed qualifying for the US Women's Open this year by one shot and came up short in the LPGA Q School. Davidson last competed as a male golfer in 2015, after which he began hormone therapy treatments and underwent gender reassignment surgery in 2021. What a great birthday present for 2024, having the greatest achievement I've earned in my life taken from me, he added. I mean, you can still compete in golf. I don't know what the big hoo-ha is, you can just compete in the right category. But Hailey Davidson not only said that when it came to this whole announcement, they posted something on Instagram where they have turned the comments off because obviously the comments would not be agreeing with them, but they go on to say, "I am beyond disappointed in the new LPGA and USGA gender eligibility policies announced this week, which have effectively banned me from attempting a career in professional golf." No, it hasn't. You're not banned. Just compete in the right category. These policy changes are all the more devastating because they have come at a time when I was finally starting to gain momentum and see some positive outcomes as a result of a lifetime of hard work and perseverance. Yeah, what about all the hard work and perseverance the female golfers have put in, and you've just come in and affected everything? No sympathy for the women there? Of course not, because it's only your feelings that apparently matter, not some so-called physical or competitive advantage that I can assure you does not exist. Well, facts don't care about your feelings, and the facts say it does exist. Golf has been my entire life for 32 years, and that will never change despite those trying to shut me out simply for being me. While many may think that my golf career is now over, I will never give up, and I will never stop fighting for the right to play the sport I love. My golf career has only just begun. Yes, and it can begin once again in the right category. But I suppose we're all now supposed to feel sorry for this individual. It's weird how society works, isn't it? Everybody's a victim. But I'm going to end the video there because I think this has gone on long enough. But the LPGA Tour have made a shocking U-turn. It's shocking in today's world, but they have made a U-turn on their policy that is in the realms of common sense. Leave your thoughts down below on this. If you have enjoyed, once again, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, until tomorrow, it has been your host JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.